Well, good morning, everybody. 5:30 on this snowy Sunday morning. We're staying on top of this snowstorm all morning long. As you can see, live look weather warrior right now in Hopkinton. It's cruising along there. You can see some bare pavement. That's progress this morning as that storm system is moving through. You can see on the radar in the corner of your screen.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, guys. The conditions created some scenes of winter wonderlands overnight. We love this. You can see the snow falling there pretty steadily, of course. This was actually here in Needham, right at the Boston Media Center, coating some of those branches. I saw a nice thick coating of snow in our vestibule. I mean, it's gorgeous to wake up to. Not so much to drive in. We're going to get to your commute in a minute, but thank you so much for being here with us this Sunday morning. I'm Lauren Melendez.
And I'm Jeff Saperstone. It is February 9th. If you take a look out your window this morning, you'll have a nice fresh coating of snow on the ground. And we do have live team coverage all across the region with Cruise Station, all across the Commonwealth right now.
So we want to begin with our first alert meteorologist, Pamela Gardner, standing by, of course, but Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard as well. Chief, what are you tracking over there? Because we've got a busy morning.
We do. In some cases, we came up a little short in this snowfall, especially Metro West, but in others, we did okay. In Gloucester, about 6.5 inches. These are running totals, too. We have some light snow going on. Methuen, about a 5.5-inch mark there. And Rockland, 4 inches. Grafton picked up close to 4 and 3.5. We also had about 4-ish down through New Bedford, too, so we did okay in Buzzards Bay. You can see we still have a little bit of light snow. Most of this is lowest levels of the atmosphere. The radar has a hard time seeing that, so you may step out or look out your window and see light snow and go, the radar is not showing anything here. Right, you're right. We don't see a lot, but we have another area of rain, snow across parts of northern New England. It's sinking down, and this should be kind of the coup de grace, the finishing line for us as we go through the rest of the evening or the morning. I'm used to working the evenings. We can see the snow coming in from the ocean, too. There's a little ocean effect that's coming in towards Scituate and back towards, we'll say, maybe even Plymouth. Sequoia has a little bit of light snow, and some of this is still clinging to the North Shore as well. We have more on this storm and more on those snow totals. Here's Pamela.
Hey, Pete, top of the morning.
Yes.
It's good to have you in here. We need to get some donuts to celebrate. The snow overnight, you may be waking up, like Pete said, to less than what you expected. What happened? We actually had some dry air that cut down on our snow totals slightly. The snow texture and the growth, columns and needles, as opposed to those beautiful dendrites. So with the columns and needles, this was because we had different temps in the upper levels of the atmosphere and less humidity aloft to work with. Therefore, it's not quite as fluffy as, say, your dry dendrites. That's where we can get that beautiful fluff factor and those higher totals. Regardless, though, we're still dealing with some snowfall rates later today of light to 1/2 inch per hour in isolated locations through 7 through 8. But things shut down after 8 o'clock this morning as that snow rate diminishes and the snow showers move out. Travel impacts the worst right now through 9 o'clock, noontime, medium, and then a lower impact by 3 p.m. today. So improvement dramatically right before all those Super Bowl parties. We'll have more on the timing, the totals all morning long. Back to you.
All righty, Pamela, thank you. Live look now from Holy Cross, College of the Holy Cross in Worcester. You can see a fresh blanket of snow. Always the case seems to be in Worcester when it does snow around here. Let's head out to our Oscar Margain. He is in Worcester this morning. What are the conditions right now, Oscar?
Hey guys, how's it going this morning? Yeah, we actually decided just to pull over next to Route 9 right over here. Let me show you what the road conditions look like. Actually, DPW crews have done a pretty good job right now in plowing most of the main roads here in Worcester as far as what we've seen, but there's still that layer of snow and slush that is on the ground, and that could make it a little tricky for drivers who are starting to head out the road here this morning. Good thing about the snow here overnight is that it's happening over the weekend. So we can expect much less traffic than what we usually see here on Route 9 in Worcester. Let me have you take a look right over here. We've got also some of the private contracting plows also taking care of some of the parking lots here near this Beechwood Hotel, some of the hospitals here along Route 9 as well. So we've seen some improvement, but definitely if you're going to go out into the road, especially highway, we were on I-90 just moments ago, and that, even though it's plowed, it still needs needs to be a lot more treated with salt and with sand, because it was a little bit dicey as we were driving into town here. There's another plow, here's another plow. So obviously they're making the rounds in the city of Worcester to try to make sure they can clear it just in time for that sunrise, so that you can then head out with your family, go over to one of the many parks and hills here in Worcester, take your sled, and then have some fun here on this Super Bowl Sunday. Anyway, we're going to keep monitoring the conditions. Luckily, not a lot of snow here right now. It's been put on pause, but we could have some more accumulation later on. That's up to, obviously, the meteorologist there to let us know. Reporting live in Worcester, Oscar Margain, NBC 10 Boston.
Oscar, thank you for that fantastic description. Look, we all know driving in the snow and ice can be troublesome, especially when it comes to hills. So AAA says do not stop when you're on a hill if you can avoid it. If you're driving downhill, try to slow down enough to keep rolling until a traffic light does change. On the other hand, if you happen to be going up a hill, get some momentum. Let that take you up. They say not to apply extra gas when trying to go uphill. It'll just make your wheels spin. So really good information there. We see a lot of hills in our area in general.
Of course.
Another spot, though, expected to pick up a good amount of snow, Merrimack Valley.
NBC 10's Matt Fortin, he is live in Andover this morning. Matt, how's it looking there?
Good morning, Jeff and Lauren. Well, we're starting to have a few light flakes come down on top of us here right now in Andover. And I want to give you a clear look. Behind us is Interstate 93 heading up toward New Hampshire, of course, that important corridor. And we are seeing people travel this morning, maybe a little slower than normal, but those plows have been going up and down since we've been here this morning, making sure this road is as clear as possible. And we are starting to see some pavement there. So that's definitely a good sign, of course. And we are still waiting for some official snowfall totals for this area of the Merrimack Valley, but there has definitely been some good accumulation here, I can tell you that, in Andover. It's hard to give an accurate estimate because some areas have been plowed and others there's snow piled up, but several inches on the ground, I can tell you that with certainty. And we have seen a lot of plows now trying to attack some of the secondary roads as well, but I will say some of those are definitely a tough drive this morning in the Merrimack Valley area. The town of Andover, I want to mention as well, it has an emergency parking ban in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow. And the town is urging people here to stay off the roads if they can while the public works crews get things cleared out. And there also are parking bans in effect in other cities across the Merrimack Valley, including Methuen and Lowell. So definitely look out for that. Keep your cars off the road. The plows are working as hard as they can to get things cleared out this morning. If you are traveling between New Hampshire and Boston on I-93, you should be able to get to where you're going, but definitely allow for extra time because things are much slower than normal. We'll continue to track things, though, as they develop. For now, reporting live in Andover, Matt Fortin, NBC 10 Boston.
Matt, good look there in Andover. Thank you so much. Live look now over the city of Boston, the Zakin Bridge right now. The conditions aren't great out there in terms of visibility, but I know you can see some plow trucks right there.
You can see, and we see some, they got some company. I mean, people are still out and about early this morning. The city obviously is going to be a hot spot for all those Super Bowl events. Mayor Michelle Wu says, too, they have hundreds of crews getting everything done. So let's check in with our John Maroney live at the Public Garden. John, how is the conditions looking where you are?
Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Jeff. Things are really starting to improve here, really, since we've been on scene, maybe for about an hour, and the snow has lightened up quite a bit. It actually feels like it's warming up, to tell you the truth. We're at the corner of Charles and Beacon. You can see some of the traffic that's moving around town at this hour. Early in the morning, the roads, they are wet. They have been treated. We've seen a number of trucks out putting down salt, plowing. You can see the sidewalks. There's a gentleman who's been here all morning long with us. He's been going around the Public Garden with the sidewalk plow so that they can clean the place up. They received probably about 3 or 4 inches of snow. Beautiful shot really inside the Public Garden at this time of the morning. 3 or 4 inches of snow. I heard Matt talking a little bit about parking bans. They have not put a parking ban in place here in Boston because of the snow that they have received. Give you a little sense of what they did get here in Boston. Again, about 3 or 4 inches. It moves pretty quickly. It's light. There's not a lot to it. So if you have to get out this morning and do some shoveling, like a lot of folks will, you should be okay. Again, 4 inches, not a big deal. And I said, it feels like the storm is really coming to an end at this hour. Well, live in Boston, John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
John doing the work for the city out there this morning. Thank you. Right? I know they could pay him.
Cut him a check.
A little extra. And while some may be dreading the snow, others are hyped for what's expected to be ideal conditions for skiing. It really is. People were already lining up at Neshoba Valley ski area in Westford Saturday night. They say last year was a challenge because of the lack of snow, but this year it's been a different story. That resort has been able to produce snow in pretty big amounts.
You know, this year has been fantastic with all this cold air around, the snow in the mix. The conditions are fantastic, and people are really having a lot of fun with it.
So, folks, Neshoba is slated to open this morning at 9 o'clock. Going to be a little crowded, I would imagine. They also offer snow tubing as well.
And with all this snow, I can't think of a better time for you to download our NBC 10 Boston app. It's free, and it comes in handy if you're not by a television, or two, if you happen to lose power. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen. Of course, folks, we're staying on top of the storm for you all morning long.
Up next, we head back out on the roads. So what you need to know if you're planning to drive out there today. And Pamela is watching our next chance for snow.
Oh, yes, we're still watching multiple systems for this week, but for the rest of today, we still have another clip of snow moving in from the northwest. We'll have the hour-by-hour timing and your 10-day next.
Pamela, thank you. Make sure to still help us bundle up New England. You see the weather we're showing you. Scan this QR code on your screen to learn more about our annual coat drive in partnership with Cradles to Crayons. You can drop off coats at any Xfinity store in Massachusetts. You can always donate directly through our Amazon wishlist page.
And we're watching the snow all morning long, of course, because we're in a first alert. Some areas projected to get around a half a foot of snow. You're looking at live pictures right now in Grafton along the Mass Pike. You can see still snow covered in spots, so take it easy if you're headed out early today. We're back with much more coverage right after the break.